There we go. So, hello, April Leapers heading off to Vietnam next week. This is all very exciting. You are now a team of 11. Yep, all 11. Most of you, is everybody coming from the UK apart from Ben? No, you're flying in from all over the place. Anyway, you're a team of 11, so this is all jolly exciting. So the aim of today is to get you fully organized, okay? So we are going to run through your flights, your itinerary, here's Rosie, your itinerary, money, extra cost to budget for, phones, SIM card, Wi-Fi, kit list, personal admin, health and safety, okay? So by the end of it, you should be really confident with what to pack, what you need to do, what to expect. So your expectations are aligned. Jesus, honestly. Okay, sorry, the dog. Right, starting off with your flights. Okay.
Sorry, Caroline.
So looking at your flights. I'm just going to ask Guy to sip it.
Hello.
Okay, so starting off with your flights, you're all heading off on the 13th. From Alex, you're flying in on the 14th. You are all going to be picked up, okay, regardless of what time you arrive. So I'm not going to go into the nitty-gritty of each person's flight. But if you are arriving at a random time, and indeed, if you are departing at a random time and not on the team flight in and out, then there will be a charge of $30 US, okay, because they are big distances to get you in there. So that is just have that on cash with you to give to Fang, your guide. Okay, so that is easy. Everybody, well done. Everybody, Ben, we know you're getting your visa. It is being processed and you have been really good with your admin. Vietnam is, as you know, an admin heavy country to enter. Alice, is there any admin that you need from the team? Alice is just going to tell me what she needs. Alexandra and Honors, your return flights. Vaccinations from Alexandra, Lola, and Ben. Okay, we need your full list of vaccinations. That is not for our benefit, it is for the wildlife sanctuary. And visas from Alexandra, Lola, and Ben. Alexandra, Lola, and Ben, we need your visas. Please get them to us, okay? We are closed this Friday and this Monday. So any questions, get hold of us before then or after that, okay? Right, so when those all leaving from Heathrow Airport, I want you to check yourselves in, okay? Independently, just get yourselves organized and go all the way through and meet airside. I will send you an email next week and I'll find a cafe where you can kind of all assemble on the other side. But you're checking yourselves in independently. We cannot organize that you all sit beside each other because you're all on individual tickets. But don't worry about that. Just get a seat that you like, get some kit and enjoy the movies as you fly across to the other side of the world. Right. Any questions about your flights? Right, good. Your itinerary. Okay, so you have really 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different phases to your itinerary. Okay, so the first is Hanoi. Okay, you are going to arrive in this glorious city and you're going to be taking on walking tours and you're going to be taking on biking tours and you're going to be sampling street food all over the place. So you're going to weave and bob all through this fascinating city, all the weird and wonderful little streets, and outside in the countryside, literally just on the outer rim. You will see that that bicycles, I think there are more bicycles than people in Vietnam. So you think you're going to get run over by an electric car in this country, you're going to get yourself run over by a bike out there. So, you know, look left, look right, and look left again. It is bike chaos in Vietnam. So that is your kind of first phase. You're going to be living in a gorgeous little, it is a hostel, but it's more of a homestay. So it's all kind of cozy. It's very nice. It's civilized. You'll have air conditioning. You'll have Wi-Fi, you know, all the accommodation throughout, apart from in one phase, is pretty special. Okay. So, you know, you will feel comfortable. And even if you get dusty and hot and sweaty during the day, you've got a kind of nice shower and a nice bed in the evening. Your first phase is going to be north at Mai Chau. Okay, it's a 5-hour drive north to close to the Laos border. Okay, very rural, deep, deep, deep in the mountains. Now, this is your roughy tufty first phase. So you really are being thrown into the deep end right from the beginning. Here you are living in a homestay environment. You are in kind of in a huge dormitory, all of you, all 11. I think boys on one side, girls on the other. It's basic, but you get rolled out mattresses on these platforms, mosquito nets if they're needed, but it depends on the time of year, what the weather's doing. And this is where you go exploring the mountainous area. They've got amazing flower farms up there. It's all just beautiful and very traditional rural culture. So you will meet kind of families who are still in their local attire, making their hand-woven clothes. It's just kind of beautiful, eating delicious food. And you're going to be, this is your hard graft community phase. Now, I don't know exactly what you are doing right now because it changes week by week, depending on, but they usually have a group of volunteers once a month. It depends what the last group, when they finish what they did. So just as an example of what our last group did, is that they really helped renovate the school. So it was physical labor. They were laying, they were mixing cement, they were painting, they were decorating, they were cleaning, but they made a huge difference to this rural school. I think this time, what we kind of discussed with the guide is that, yes, we want a bit of physical, but also we want more working in the school. But you will see when you're there, you are thrust into this community. And, you know, every day will be a different kind of just gorgeous local experience. From there, you will be taken back down to Hanoi for one night before you get up at the crack of dawn to go to Ha Long Bay. Okay, the weather should be nice. The weather of the last group wasn't so nice. So now the sun is coming out as we're coming out of spring, moving into the summer. So here you're going to be on a boat for 2 days, exploring Ha Long Bay and all the other hidden little enclaves and caves and islets and islets, and, you know, you start off your day doing a bit of yoga, tai chi on board, paddle boarding in the afternoon. So it's your kind of a bit of a treat after your community phase. From there, you are then going further south to Phuong National Park. Okay, Cuc Phuong. My pronunciation is so terrible, so you can correct me when you come home. This is your wildlife phase. And here, this is an area which is renowned for huge limestone mountains and canyons, and it's just absolutely stunning area. So you will have seen, when you get there, you'll think, oh, I've seen photos of this. You know, it's just absolutely beautiful. So you will have a chance to explore the national park, which surrounds, well, the wildlife center is in the middle of the national park. Okay, so you will have more bike tours to explore. But when you're in the volunteering center, it is beautifully run. And it's got all sorts of wildlife there, from small things to big things. And you are literally, it's hands-on work. You're going to be cleaning out the cages, feeding the wildlife, moving wildlife from A to B. You know, you really are part of the team. So it's not just one of those kind of volunteering projects where you're watching, you know, you're actually rolling up your sleeves and you are doing. the last group were literally like, my God, are we really up at 5:30 in the morning to feed the animals? Yes, you are. Are we really moving all this gravel to kind of sort out this path and clean out the whole cage of these animals? Yep, you'll be doing all of that. So there's a great team that works there that keeps you safe and will give you instructions. But thank your guide. He, of course, is with you to kind of help with all the translations when you are there in the center. Okay, so you will come out of that phase, and then you are going to catch the train or the overnight sleeper train all the way south to Hoi An, which is your final phase, which is the downtime rest phase. Okay, because up until the first 3 weeks, it is full on. You are on the move every day. You are working every day. The only days you're not is when you're in Halong Bay. But we appreciate that actually there's no downtime, there's no weekends in there. So when you get to Hoi An, yes, this is your exploring fun phase. Okay, this is where you have 3 days, you can cycle to the beaches, cycle to the cafes. There's loads and loads to do in and about this part of the world. Okay, this is also the place to get clothes made and suits made. So if you have a favorite dress or a favorite, or people come back from Vietnam when they've got a colored suit, this is where they get it made. And shoes, they get it made. So this is, note to self, if you've got a favorite skirt which you want copied in a million different colors, this is the place to do it. Okay, but there's masses and masses to do here. And when you're there, Thang, your guide, will show you, of all the opportunities. But it's one of those beautiful, beautiful towns right on the edge. It's got the river and canals whizzing through it. It's really, really pretty. It's the town of lanterns. You might have seen, all the pretty lanterns everywhere, all the shops selling them. You go out onto the river in these little round boats and you put lanterns at night and they all kind of float up. It's stunning. Okay, you will love it. And from Hoi An, then you are going to fly out of Da Nang. Now, some of you are going to go from Da Nang to wherever, further into Asia, or you go from Da Nang to Hanoi. You have your last night in Hanoi, and then you get taken back to the airport the next day to fly to wherever you're going, home or beyond. Okay, so that is why we really need your exit flights, preferably before Easter, like today, tomorrow, so that we can get all the logistics organized for you. Okie dokie. Right, so any questions on your itinerary so far? Nope. Okay, good. So I just want to re-emphasize that your first phase, your community phase, is the roughy-tufty phase. Roll up your sleeve, what are we doing phase? Okay, that's, but that's your kind of your first phase where all the bonding happens. And that's where you're kind of all sleeping on these kind of, you'll love it. So let's just talk. So that's the itinerary. Let's just talk about money, extra costs, what you've got to budget for. Okay, so throughout your trip, all your food, okay, is accounted for, apart from when you get to Hoi An. Okay, we haven't budgeted for your food there because your breakfast is, but lunch and supper isn't, because we want you to have the complete and utter freedom to make decisions every day, okay, where you want to go. Okay, apart from your last night, your leaving party, which I think we're going to have, because some of you are leaving a day early straight out of Da Nang, we're going to have the last night in Hoi An. Okay, soft drinks, fizzy drinks, alcoholic drinks, they are not included. Okay, so, but seriously, you don't need to budget much. I think most people said that they spent a couple of £100 extra throughout the trip. I mean, it's really nothing. It's not much. I mean, when you're in Hoi An, there are loads of little kind of trips that you could do, like boat trips, but we're talking $10, $20. We're not talking you know, there's nothing that costs $85 or $100. We're not in that world. Okay. So that is how, you know, to budget for. But of course, there's lots of shopping to be done. Okay. We can't control that. And if you're anything like me, you'll get carried away from day one in the local markets. So I would take out $100 in cash, because you can pay in certain places in dollars, but you would get the local currency out from the ATM in Hanoi when you're there, okay, on day one. You will also take 2 telephones with you. You'll take your main telephone, which is your singing and dancing wonderful telephone, and a backup burner phone, should you lose phone number 1. Also, in phone number 2, it's quite likely that you might all decide to get a local SIM card. So you would put your local SIM card into phone number 2. Okay. And it's really important to take 2 phones, because if you get one lost, smashed, dropped into the sea, dropped off the boat in Halong Bay, they're really, really expensive to replace. So it's just, I know most of you have got a kind of spare rubbishy phone tucked into a drawer somewhere in the kitchen. So take one of those. Wi-Fi. Now, Wi-Fi is sporadic. Okay, so you're going to grab it when you find it. But for example, in Hanoi, yes, you're going to have Wi-Fi. You're going to have Wi-Fi in the accommodation. Community phase, no Wi-Fi. Okay, Halong Bay, no Wi-Fi. In the volunteering center, yes, there's a little bit. Hoi An, yes, there's a little bit. So you're just going to have to go with the flow. Okay. Kit list and clothes. Please look at your My Leap area and what we put on that kit list. Okay. You need mucky clothes, clothes that you don't care about. Okay. For the project work. Long trousers. So you are moving from the spring into the summer. So you could catch both climates. Okay, so in the community side, which is north on the Laos border, it could be cold there. So we're talking trousers, a hoodie, and a little jacket. If you've got one of those, you know, the perfect jacket to take, you know, those Uniqlo puffer jackets, those are perfect. Okay. Over a hoodie, over a fleece. So take layers. Okay, 2 to 3 pairs of long trousers, not jeans, but kind of quick drying trousers. You know, I'm not talking to kind of DV style trousers, but something that's lightweight, quick drying, but 2 to 3 pairs. And 2 or 3 pairs of shorts. It is frustrating. Usually, you know, if you go to Costa Rica, it's like hot clothes throughout, but you're going to need a bit of both. Okay, but light layers so that you can strip off. You know, in the mornings it's particularly cold, and then it gets hot. Okay, but all your bedding and everything will be is there for you, so you don't need to take sleeping bags or anything like that. But don't forget really handy things such as a head torch, a water bottle. Okay, and we're talking a kind of hard water bottle like this, you know, like the chili bottles. Don't take any plastic with you, because if it gets hot and sweaty, it just gets kind of rank. It's really hard to wash. No fancy straw attachments or anything like that, because you won't be washing it. You can't drink the water in Vietnam, so it's bottled water throughout, which will be provided. Okay. Personal admin. I think Alice has given us the kind of the update with what we're missing, but just note to self, if you are you know, kind of nut allergies, mental health issues, if you've got phobias, anything, just let us know. It's treated in 100% confidentiality, but we like to know before you arrive so that we can prepare and best look after you. Okay, so just tell us, email us on the slide, give us a quick phone call. We don't mind, but we don't like surprises. When it comes to health and safety, okay, I'm telling you now, it is 100% true. You are going to get a dodgy tummy at some point through this journey. Okay? You're in Asia. You just can't help it. It'll probably be in the first week, but you just got to run with it. Okay? So yes, take Imodium, take some probiotics, take whatever you want. Take some rehydration salts. Okay? The rehydration salts are particularly good. So don't forget those. But looking after yourself, you know, in these kind of hot tropical environments, the simple cut, mosquito bites, you know, anything like that, they can get infected very, very quickly. So talk to Fang, your project leader, and just say, "Ooh, this doesn't look good." So easy to get you to a chemist, so easy to get you to a hospital. And the medical care system in Vietnam is really good. So don't worry about anything. Okay? You've all got insurance. It's easy peasy to deal with anything, but communicate. Don't suffer in silence. So it's like this one person had all these bites that had got infected on his legs and decided to wear long trousers and not tell anybody until, you know, he was properly ill, you know. So we really don't want you to do that. Okay, be open. So when it comes to your project leader, he is called Thang. Okay, Thang. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, and he's told me a million times how to pronounce it correctly. He is a whiz, okay? He is local Cambodian, but he speaks brilliant English. We have poached him off another company. He used to run all the Frontiers and Intrepid tours, so now he works for us. So he is great fun and really knowledgeable. So culturally, he will really add to the trip, because he's going to give you, he's fun, he's humorous, and he's going to kind of really show you kind of his world, his kind of aspect of Vietnam, you know, not just a kind of European guide that's just going to say, oh, and this, you know, he really knows his history. So he is, you know, fully in charge of you. But any problems, you just go to him. You know, if he doesn't respond, you just email us. You know, we do not sit in silence thinking, why is this happening? Or why is that not happening? Just ask away. Okay, we're here and he's there to make this 4 weeks awesome. A really positive, fun experience. So go for it. We're all there gunning for you, going to, you know, tweak. If the itinerary needs tweaking, it can be done. Okay. But from the last group, they loved the itinerary. It's varied, it's challenging, it's got a little bit of kind of adventure in it. Well, the whole thing's an adventure, but you'll know what I mean when you get on those bicycles. Yep, so you will be bicycle fit by the end of your 4 weeks. Okie dokes. So any questions? No questions. You're pretty good. Okie doke then, team. Well, listen. Hold on, from Rosie. If we leave from Da Nang on the 11th rather than 10th, like everyone else, would you recommend staying another night in Hoi An or a night in Da Nang? Stay in Hoi An. Just stay where you are, because Hoi An is awesome. Okay. And then Thang will organize for a taxi to take you from the hostel the next day to the airport. So don't worry about that. We'll arrange that when you're out there. Will I be able to stay at the same hostel? Yes, you will. I'm waiting for, yeah. Thank you. Pleasure. Okay. So that is all good. So all good. Team, have a wonderful experience, and make the most of it. Make the most of every day. Okie dokes. Goodbye.
Very much. Thank you so much. Bye.